Hello, my name is Ellie. Thank you for coming to practice with me today. Today is going to be a grounding sequence with some grounding postures and a bit of a grounding flow in. It's based on a root chakra class. The full class of that is on my website in the membership, or you can get just the class. This is kind of like a shorter snippet of it if you need to just get out of your head and you might just feel overwhelmed or like there's just loads of stuff going on or stuff going on in your head. This is a nice grounding flow to kind of get you in your, I'm molting, sorry, to get, it's spring, it's not my fault, to get you in your body and get you grounded and present. Okay, so have your mat out ready if you've got one. Don't worry too much if you don't. Sit in a comfortable cross-legged seat. You can sit like this. You can line heels in line with the pubic bone as well for Siddhasana, whatever feels best for you. And you can sit on a cushion or a blanket. That can be comfy too. And it can be a bit better for the back as well. So if you've got a cushion or a blanket, sit on that for the first bit. Okay, so we're going to start with Dhyana Mudra. So placing one hand on top of the other, thumb tips meet, and bring that down into your lap at the root chakra, or kind of in line with the root chakra. Roll your shoulders up, down and back and close your eyes. If you feel more comfortable with your eyes open, just softly gazing down, that's fine too. Some days closing the eyes actually doesn't help and that's okay. So whichever's best for you. So closed eyes or just softly gazing down. Feel grounded through the sit bones, the legs, the feet. Just feel their contact with the mat, with the floor. The presence of gravity. And then this gentle lift up through the spine, right up to the crown of the head, giving yourself space to breathe into the torso, to the belly and the chest. Start to deepen the breathing in through your nose. And consciously sending your breath deeply down into your belly, letting your belly really expand. And long, slow exhales out. Keep going like that. Just nice, simple, big breaths in through your nose, grounding down, down deeply into the belly. And then slow, long exhales out. Notice any sounds in the room or outside of the room. Letting everything be part of your experience today, accepting it there as it is. Not fighting it, just allowing. Sense the temperature of the air. And then start to tune into how you feel. That could be physically, mentally, emotionally, but just observing. Don't put any labels on it, just observe how you feel for a moment. And then send the breath right into that. So keep those deep breaths down into the belly. Let them anchor you in, these breaths, exhaling out, letting go. We'll do 3 more deep breaths here. And on your last breath, do big breath in, down into the belly. And a long breath out through your mouth. And we'll bring our palms together in a prayer position, Anjali Mudra, to the heart center and bow the head down so the fingertips come to the forehead. And bat your eyelids open here, and then slowly lift the head, and we'll start some gentle grounding movement. So connecting the body and the breath and being in the present moment are really nice, simple ways to get grounded. So inhale, reach the arms up, palms meet. Exhale, palms come down. And we'll do that 2 more times. Go at your own pace. You don't have to go exactly in time with me if it feels better for you to go slower or quicker. Exhaling down. Do 1 more like that. Breathe in, reaching up. Exhaling out, drawing the hands, drawing the energy down. Okay, we'll do a side flow. So bringing one hand down onto the floor, reaching the other hand up and over, keeping the legs and the sit bones rooted and grounded, but lifting through the chest and the ribs, breathing into that space. Exhale over to the other side. And again, breathe into that space, stretching and opening up through the ribs and the arm. Okay, then we're going to come to center, reach the hands up, pull the belly in, breathe in, and then exhale, twist. So I'm taking my right hand to left knee, palm faces up, and then my left fingertips are behind me to support. Keeping the palm up like this so we don't hold onto the knee and yank round, because we don't need to do that. As you breathe in, imagine the breath travelling from your tailbone all the way up to the crown of your head. And as you exhale, just soften into the twist. Okay, then we're going to draw circles with our fingertips round to the side, but keeping the length and the lift through the spine. Yay, back to the middle. Okay, so we're going to do 3 shoulder shrugs, breathing in and then release and go and really let go. Okay, so inhale through your nose, shrug your shoulders up to your ears, and then release and go and we'll do 2 more like that. Breathe in, big breath in, shrug them up. Release. Okay, we'll do 1 more in your own time. Big breath in, shrug, 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 and drop and release. Okay, I'll do some seated circles. So hands onto the knees. Bring your ribs over to the left. Breathe in, expand the chest forwards. And then as you exhale, bring the chest over to the right and then round the spine and circle it through. So it's like we're doing these big spirals, a bit like a cat-cow almost, but in circular motion. So imagine like the base, the tailbone, your root chakra here is the base, it's stable. And we're making these nice spirals around. And you can close your eyes if you want to and just feel into the movement. You can bring your shoulders and elbows into it a bit if you want to. And as always, going at your own pace and moving in a way that's intuitive and feels good to you. And go the other way. Just focus on how it feels. Then we're going to make these circles smaller and smaller, so it's like a spiral, going smaller and smaller and round until we reach neutral again. Right, let's go on to all fours. If you're on a hard floor and you have sensitive knees, then you can fold your mat, you can pleat it if you want to, or put a blanket there, if that's nicer for your knees. Okay, so we'll do some more spinal warming up and getting into the body, feeling into the body, moving in a somatic and intuitive way. So spread the fingers nice and wide. The wrists are roughly under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, or you can take them a little bit wider. Okay, so as you inhale, the tailbone lifts, the belly drops, the chest expands, and we look ahead. And then as you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, round the belly, drawing it up, round the upper back and drop the chin. So it's like this ripple, this wave of movement through the spine, starting at the tailbone as you inhale, unraveling, and ending at the head. Exhale, tucking everything in. Now close your eyes. There's no right or wrong. Just flow with the breath and move. Again, in your own way, your own time. Explore how your body feels today. And you can go side to side. Bring the hips back. You can bring the shoulders and the elbows and things into it. So just breathe and move. And feel into it. Don't think about it. Okay, a few more rounds of breath, moving about. Okay. So now if you took your knees a bit wider, draw them in completely close together and take the knees back a little bit further, so you're in a half plank, so you're in a kind of a straight line from the knees up to the shoulders. Draw the belly in, the navel in, take a big breath in, and then as you exhale, elbows go straight back, and we're just going to lower down onto our bellies and come into Sphinx. So forearms come out parallel. You want to make sure your elbows are under your shoulders and not out wide, so you want them directly under. You can kind of check it by doing that. Okay, feet can come quite wide, toes are tucked back. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. And we're going to stay here for a few breaths in Sphinx. If you feel like it's too much in your lower back, you can walk your hands forwards like this. Okay, so close your eyes again. Take 3 deep breaths here in Sphinx pose. Okay, slide your hands underneath the shoulders by the ribs, press into your hands, come back to a child's pose, so wide knees, toes together, bum to heels, and then you can rest your forehead on the floor, on the mat, or you can rest forehead on the hands. You can bring your hands by your feet as well, and onto the side of the face, so do a kind of whatever way child's pose is comfortable for you. And take 5 deep breaths here. So breathing in through your nose, filling the back of the body and the belly. And then as you exhale, exhale through your mouth and get heavy and give over to gravity. So let your body ground down, connect to gravity so you can let go into the support of gravity. Big breaths in, filling up. And long breaths out through your mouth, releasing and connecting, grounding down. Yeah, we'll do one more big breath like that. Okay, and slowly come up. Okay, so come back to your all fours position. And we're going to come into a cow to prepare for downward dog. So fingers are spread wide, slightly gripping in with the fingertips. Tuck your toes, tilt the tailbone up, let the belly drop and chest expand. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, press through the hands and take your hips up and back to downward dog. And then from here you can find movement if you want to. Make the practice your own, make the pose your own every single time. Your heels don't have to be on the floor and your legs don't have to be straight. It can be better to have a bend in the knees, heels off the floor, so you can really tilt the tailbone up and have a straight back. Head is heavy. So you can bend one knee and straighten the other if you want to. And take one more breath here in downward dog, pressing in through the hands and the feet. And then slowly walk your hands back to your feet so that you're in a forward fold. Feet are about hip distance-ish, can be wider. Belly rests on thighs, the soles of the feet and the crown of the head are heavy. And then we're going to take Malasana or Yogi squat. So bring your hands onto the mat and then take your Turn your toes out. So you want your feet quite wide, like hip distance or wider. Feet turn out, and then we squat down. The heels don't have to be on the floor. The heels can be up. We might have like one heel up or one down or both up. So they don't have to both be down. So you can be like this. Bring your palms together at the heart center and elbows into the knees, if you can. Oh, there's a plant right behind me. Okay, so this is a really grounding pose, really opening for the hips. Try to keep straight back and length in the spine and lifting through the chest. Breathe into it. Again, you don't have to be looking like this. You can be up. You might be up here even, that's fine. We'll take one more really big breath into Malasana. Okay. Take the hands down to the floor. Begin to straighten the legs. Turn the toes in. So back in a forward fold. Roughly at the back of the mat. And then you're going to walk your hands forwards to downward dog. Take a breath here. Look up to the hands and walk your feet up to your hands, so you're in a forward fold at the top of the mat. Okay, then pressing down through the feet, unravel, coming up nice and slowly, up to standing, and then take a reach, so reach up your hands and come up onto your toes, stretching out the feet a bit. Nice big stretch. Okay. At the top of your mat, feet are about hip distance. So you feel nice and stable. We're going to do mountain pose and kind of just ground down in mountain pose for a moment. So lift and spread the toes if you can. Kind of sprinkle them back down. Sounds a bit odd. It takes a bit of practice. But just be aware of the weight distribution in the bottoms of your feet. Close your eyes if that feels okay for you. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Have your palms facing forwards. So feel the mat beneath you, or whatever surface is beneath you. Is it cold? Is it warm? Is it hard? Is it squishy? How does it feel? And then just scanning up through the legs, nice strong legs. Tucking the tailbone under slightly, rolling the shoulders up, back and down, nice and tall. So we're grounded and rooted through the bottoms of our feet. We're connected, but we're spacious and we're lifted through the top, upper half of our body and the crown of the head. Now imagine roots growing down from the bottoms of your feet, deep down into the earth, connecting to the center of the earth, to the energy of Mother Earth, and on the universal energy that runs through everything. And as you breathe in, imagine this energy running up from the center of the earth all the way up through the roots in your feet, filling your whole body up with this energy. And as you exhale, send that energy back down, connecting back down into the earth and the energy. We'll do one more connecting breath like that, breathing in through the roots all the way up to the crown of your head. And exhale, sending it back down. Okay. Opening your eyes, and we'll do a little bit of a sequence. So, reach your hands up above your head, hold on to the right wrist with the left fingertips, reach up, reach over to the left. So right hand reaches over to the left. Back to the middle, swapping, so right hand holds on to left wrist. Breathe in, reach up, exhale over to the right. Back to the center, keep your arms by your ears like this. Take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, begin to sit back into chair. Belly is pulled in, legs are strong, arms are up by the ears, palms facing in. Nice and strong through the legs here. Then begin to straighten the legs. Bring the weight into your left foot. Bring your hands onto your hips for stability. Engage the core and come to tree. So you can have toes on the floor and heel on the ankle, or you can come with the foot onto the calf. or you can bring a foot to the inside of the thigh, just not onto the knee joint because joints aren't as stable. So come to tree wherever you are, find a gaze point, something to focus on to help you balance. So we're nice and rooted through the foot, connected again, and lifting through the spine and the crown of the head. Okay, one more breath in tree. Let your foot that's supporting you calibrate and wobble. Okay, and then you're going to bring your right knee forwards, keep the hands on the hips, flex the right foot, begin to hinge at the hips but keep the chest lifted, bend into the standing knee and step the right foot back so you come into high lunge. Hips are level, front knee is bent, back leg, it's just a slight bend in it. Reach your arms up by your ears again, palms facing in. Breath in here, and then as you exhale, pivot on the back foot, keep the front leg as it is, lower the hands for warrior two, looking over the middle finger. Back leg is straight, and the right toes face the long edge of the mat. Warrior two, nice and strong. Again, there's strength and stability. Nice strong legs. One more breath here in warrior two. And then as you exhale, bring your left hand down. Right hand cartwheels up and over. At the same time, pivot on the back foot so that you're briefly in a runner's lunge. Hands plant on the floor either side of the left foot. Press into the hands, scoop the belly and the chest in, round the chest, or round the upper back even. And then step left foot to meet right. So you're in plank or a half plank. Then lower slowly down. Inhale, cobra, elbows are bent. Exhale, downward dog. Taking any movements here you want to in downward dog. Okay. Looking up to the hands, walking or hopping feet up to the hands, you're in a forward fold. And then inhale, swooping the arms out either side or up through the middle if you haven't got space. Exhale, palms down. Okay, so we'll do the same again, but on the other side. So we're gonna start with our chair pose. Arms come up either side of you, palms face in. Inhale, draw the belly in. Exhale, lowering down like you're sitting down. Knees are bent. Nice and strong here for a breath or two. Okay, and then we're going to begin to straighten the legs nice and slowly. Bring our hands to hips. Weight comes now into the right foot. Left foot lifts, so either heel on the ankle with toes on the floor, or you might lift it a bit higher. Finding a gaze point, the navel's engaged, keep breathing. And you can have a play about with arms if you want to, with your branches. Have a play. Okay. Right, keeping the knee lifted and bent, bring it round to the centre. Flexing through the left toes, hinging at the hips but keeping the chest lifted. Reach the left foot back, gently land the left foot down. Reaching up for high lunge. Inhale here, exhale, warrior two. So maybe adjusting your feet if you need to, so it's a wide stance with the toes facing the outer edge, front knee is bent, roll the shoulders down and back. One more breath here. Then taking your right hand, planting it down, cartwheel, left hand up and over, pivot on the back foot, press into the earth, step back to plank or a half plank, lowering down, inhaling cobra. And then exhale, back to child's pose. And taking those deep breaths again, so breathing in through the nose, deeply down into the belly. And exhale through your mouth, feeling gravity. slowly coming up. Come into kneeling. So we're gonna finish in a kneeling with the palms facing up. Close your eyes, roll the shoulders down and back. And just staying here, observing how you feel. And that is where I will leave you. You can stay here for as long as you like. Just breathing and seeing how you feel. And I will see you in another video. And I hope you feel more grounded now, because I think we really need that at the moment. So thank you for coming. Bye.